What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome,
Hey now.
Man Talk Monday. Man Talk Monday. This is your boy Derek, and I got my boy Mr. Yogi, John Yogi Lewis, with me.
What it do?
And this is Man Talk Monday. It's just a forum where men are discussing issues from relationships to politics to current events, just everything. But we just talking about it from a man's point of view. But we welcome everybody to just sit in, listen. You can make comments. We are monitoring the comments on Facebook, so you can be part of the conversation with us that way. So by all means, join in with us. We need some theme music, man.
We need some music.
We got to get some theme music so people can so people just give it that feel. Give us come in. Yeah.
I'm gonna get on that.
All right. So today we talking about do black people, that's a black community, do we respect authority? Do we have a problem with authority? Are we the cause of all of this stuff that's going on? You know, you talked about Candace Owens last week, and she swear up and down George Floyd was a villain. There was no need to hold him up as a hero. He's not a martyr, which everybody from Dave Chappelle to different people on the internet have said you don't understand what a martyr is. But needless to say, there is some issues between the black community and law enforcement.
Yes, it is. well, it's just I'm kind of taken back because I want to say, first of all, whether or not do we respect authority as a black man? I know we do. I think now this is the thing. I think my generation does. Because we've been taught to kind of be respectful. But I think the generation behind us, I can't really. If I had to sign off on it, I couldn't really say yes, because they don't. I don't think. Listen, I don't think they have respect for nothing or nobody. Okay, you want to ask me? Look, now you know what? And that's what's wrong, man. And listen, I don't know who fault it is. Yeah. I just know that they don't respect nothing and nobody. So do they respect the police officer? No, they don't respect them because they don't respect nobody. I can't. So you telling me if you don't respect your parents, nobody else, you're gonna respect the police? Man, please. And over in the hood, we taught at a young age to either to run from them or here come the law. We don't have no respect for them. We hate them over there.
Okay, so because some people don't believe that popular music can affect you. So how do you think the message that's been sent across? I mean, you got who was that? Ice-T that came out with the song. F the Police. Was it Ice-T?
He did. It was Ice-T. He did have one. He sure did.
When you got songs like that, and I remember Ice Cube saying that our music is just an expression of what we've been through. But does stuff like that add to the problem? Does it add to the,
It ain't helping. let me tell you something. There is no way you can have that stuff in your spirit constantly and it does not change the person that you are. There is no way. It has to change. If you're hearing F the police and the police ain't this and the police that and the police is, because think about this thing. This stuff is going to today, but this stuff has been going on in the black communities. It ain't just started. And because of, and it's kind of funny, the police do us based on past experiences, and we deal with the police based on past experiences because the kids have been taught at a young age, don't mess around with them. Don't do that with them. Don't, that's here come the police. If you keep on, I'm gonna tell the police. I'm gonna call the police on you. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not lying. Let's see. Nick Smith says it's protests for music. So the music is a form of protest, I guess is what he's saying. The music is a form of protest.
That ain't number selling records. They ain't gonna how they got to do, you know, and all, to be honest, man, all it really does to me, it just capitalizing on what's going on. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to move the numbers. You're trying to sell me. Because if music is an art form, and I get it, you want to express yourself. I get it. You want to express yourself. I just don't see how. And again, I'm gray. I'm old. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to F the police and all that help.
Now
where we're trying to go.
Granted, music is great for capturing feelings. It's great for capturing moments. But
fight the power.
But do artists have a responsibility to not only paint the picture of what's current, but also paint a picture of where we hope to be?
I'm not gonna put that responsibility on the artist. I'm not gonna put that on them because I'm not gonna put that. Have you seen some of the artists that we got out now? I'm not gonna put that on them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look for them to raise my kids. I'm not gonna look for them to tell my kids nothing. Matter of fact, keep all that you got. I'm good right here.
Yeah.
I think the responsibility of that has to come from the household. And the problem is, in the black communities, the streets raise our kids. Either the streets raise our kids or the TV raise our kids. Or excuse me, not even the TV no more, with social media, because everybody's on YouTube. Everybody listens to this foolishness, or it's the streets.
So, what's the danger of social media in situations like that? What's the danger?
I think too much of anything is bad. I think too much information. You know, I don't use social media as much as I should, but when I do go on, it's almost depressing. I don't need to know about every police. There are 50 states. Within those states, there's all these different cities. Yeah. I know it's wrong, but I don't want to know about every last police shooting. I don't want to know about. Why do I need to know about unless I'm writing a book? I'm keeping up with it to use it for something that's gonna make things better. If I'm trying to implement a law or something now it's one thing to know what's going on in my community, in my area, in my town, in my city, but to know what's going on. Listen, I care about what's going on in Atlanta, but how much do I need to care about? No, maybe that's not the word. How much do I need to know about what's going on in Atlanta? Every city. No, in Georgia, every city. Do I really need to know about what's going on in every city? I care. But I can't. That's too much for me.
To Dr. King's point, Dr. King had a quote. He said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere."
They did not have social media when Dr. King was back out there. Dr. King was only gonna know about the ones that were really big, the stuff that was really big that could get to him. He did not. If Dr. King had been around today, he would have said, social media is bro, baby, break off my Dr. King impersonation because it's too much. It's too much.
Melody has a point. She said we visit all of those cities. Now, just like social media has shrunk the world, you have people who we move around a lot more than we used to. A lot more. So we have access to these places as far as travel a lot used to. So wouldn't it be helpful to know what's the climate in a certain place?
Okay. Go there? Okay. But just tell me this. Now, and I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but you know what I know Jasper, Texas for?
Oh yeah. I know it too. Didn't know nothing about it till then.
Didn't know about it.
Go ahead. Somebody don't know.
Am I gonna tell them about it?
Yeah, in case somebody don't know.
No, I don't want to put that on. I don't want to make.
You got to. You already brought it up.
Well, I'm simply saying, for somebody that lives in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, the first time they heard about Jasper is when this man is being drugged from back in the truck. Black guy.
To his
I
death.
I get it, y'all. But it's a lot. Okay, let me ask you this: how much is too much? What? How much is too much? Because
And,
obviously, you said more. You said Dr. King said that justice
well,
everywhere. So how
because
much too much?
it's simply because of this fact. I often tell people the worst thing you can find out is somebody else is thinking the same sick thing that you thinking. Because now you don't seem as crazy for thinking what you were thinking. But especially if somebody acts on it, then the chances of you acting on it are higher. So if you got somebody in Texas who's thinking about, because it's that it had three different ones that happened recently, hangings. If you got somebody in Texas that's thinking about hanging somebody, if they find out somebody hung somebody in Houston, we in Dallas, then the person in Dallas is going to think about it a little more.
Yes, true. But there's such a thing called I want y'all to excuse my French. This is something that's said in the black community. I wish a nigga would. I just want to make sure.
But I mean,
I,
it does. It's not a blatant thing. I mean, I remember stories. Now that I think back, I remember stories of young black guys that were too trusting, and they wouldn't hang out with guys who they thought they were cool with.
Yeah.
They come back home. You know,
yes, you and I get that. I get that. But your question was, do black people respect authority? And I'm gonna say, no.
okay.
We don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we don't. I'm gonna say now we can go to all of the stories and all this. And from the time we start talking about this, people shooting all the stories. And I've seen them. I don't appreciate them, and I'm as appalled and upset as everybody else is. But now we don't want to take, as black people, we don't want to take no responsibility for the stuff that's going on. And all I'm asking is, do we have, so we don't share no responsibility in what's going on? We don't have nothing to do. So up until this point, we've done all that we're supposed to do. Now, I'm not saying nobody is supposed to die. No, that has to be a given.
Right.
That has to be a given.
Right.
But I'm simply saying, are we doing what we're supposed to do? Now, we're not supposed to be perfect, but we'll be the same ones that say, well, then why, we can't do like the white people, girl. It ain't no good for us. Well, if you know it ain't no good for you, then act like you got some sense. And most of us,
yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Some of us, I'm gonna do this like this. You know who you are. You know you're a fool, and you know you act like you don't got no sense. Now, if that ain't you, I don't want you to think I'm talking to you. But if you do act a fool, you know who you are, and I'm talking to you.
So now I was in an incident some years back. Me and my wife, we weren't even married yet. Me and my wife, we were riding on a back road, not a back road. It was a highway, but it was in the country. It was dark. It was like midnight. We going to meet one of her family members to pick up one of her cousins, so we can, bring her back, whatever. And I saw it happening. I told I said, put the car on cruise because, I just had a feeling something was going on. Put the car on cruise, and sure enough, we pull up behind this police officer, and he changes lanes. He slows down, gets behind us, and then turns his lights on. We're doing the speed limit because I had just told her set the car on cruise at the speed because I had a bad feeling. And sure enough, he pulls us over, and because she's driving, he starts asking her a whole bunch of questions, and she had an attitude because she knew he didn't have a reason for pulling us over. For that simple reason, she had the attitude. All right, so so now here I am. I'm 6 foot, about 225. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting over in the passenger side, right? My wife, she like 5'6", you know, whatever. But brother,
it's dark on the road. It's dark.
this was a going. He said, "Oh man," and so he tried to play us. You know, he asked her some questions. Then he came to ask me some questions to make sure we would, you know, see if our stories are gonna line up and all this kind of stuff. And he swore because he thought we were running drugs or something. I guarantee.
Wait, stop.
Had some little raggedy rims on my car, and he thought we was running drugs, but he pulled us over. But she wanted me to get on her level, and I'm like, I'm not about to. It was midnight, no cars on the road, ain't nobody out there but us and him. Nobody out there. I'm not finna go there with him. Now you go there, you run your mouth is different than a 6 foot, 225-pound dude running his mouth.
Well, black women run their mouth to anybody.
That's completely different.
Black women run their mouth to anybody, so it doesn't matter. You know, so. Don't finish the story.
But it's now the funny thing was when we got ready to take her back to Arkansas, we saw, man, it was like 3-4 different state troopers. It was a state trooper that pulled us off. 3-4 different state troopers had cars pulled over. Call it coincidence, every last one of them were black people. And we got pulled over again.
Oh, really?
We got pulled over again. And
where were you at? Where were you at? In Louisiana?
It's an area called New Boston. It's around Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm. That New Boston area.
Going toward Texarkana.
Going towards Texarkana.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, they were just, you know, but he was unjustified in pulling us over. Tags were good. Lights, I mean, with no lights out, and we were doing the speed limit. And so when you got a person who knows that they haven't done anything, and you pull them over and start giving them their story about, you know, where your tail light was out or this, that, and the other, now you have already created this tension.
Yes.
So how are we supposed to handle that tension as black people?
Well, if your wife hadn't had this going like this, and he came by and you answered his question, I think this doesn't help.
Oh no. No.
Wait, hold on.
Brother, she went in.
And listen.
This was like, it was over 10 years ago. This was like 13, 14 years ago. So it's a little different. But yeah, man. Yeah, she went in and she got mad at me because I didn't go there with her. I'm like, I just want to leave. God, protest. I'm like, I'm not going there with you.
Yeah. So, like, okay, for example, Melody, one of our faithful listeners, is every time you say something, she yell out a word. Profiling. No, it ain't our fault. It's like I'm trying.
Well, let's look at some Melody said.
I want to know which.
It's the millennial generation, and the cop is at work. He needs to act like it. So okay.
But yes, but we don't have no responsibility in it though. I'm just. Somebody help me. We don't. All of it is on them. Because I always felt like anytime you're trying to have court on the side of the road, you're gonna lose every time.
Right.
I
don't want court on the side of the road.
I'm just
gonna make him what they say,
judge, jury, and executioner.
You don't want to put yourself in that position. But at the same time, we don't want to always ride around in fear.
You're right. But think about this. Okay, answer me this. But you knew you were good. When they pulled you over, you knew that everything was straight, tags, registration, all that was straight. And there is a level of confidence that comes in that. Now, what made that situation so hectic was Selena wouldn't stop, and you know how things can escalate from us just running our mouth.
Mhm.
So, is that Selena?
Yeah, right. I'm about to get security at the door, so they can stop these scragglers from popping in on.
so I'm simply saying Selena made that probably was that probably was as much as Selena's fault as it was the guy. Now they pulled you over, but because you know you're not doing nothing wrong, there should be an air of confidence in knowing that I'm good, that we good. But that was taken away.
But should there be an air of confidence, or should there be an air of caution? Because if you know you're not doing nothing wrong, and then you get pulled over, does it already say this guy up to something?
I don't know if he's up to something, but he's checking to make sure you're not up to something.
But okay,
I'm not saying he's right. Again, Melody, he is profiling.
But that's
absolutely.
Isn't that the same as stop and frisk?
But again, is it 100% his fault? No, I'm not gonna let y'all escape this. I want somebody who is it 100% who I want. We don't show none of that.
So who was that? Melody. This is song came from Melody. Melody said a colleague quoted this in our company newsletter. Telling a black man to respect police so they don't get killed is equivalent of telling a woman to dress appropriately so she doesn't get raped. Let that sink in. What do you think about that one?
I don't really like that. But now, in all fairness, are we known for doing what the police tell us to do?
No, we're not. And why? That's why not? Why not?
Why not? So, because we already have a preconceived notion, like you said, when they pulled you over, that what is he up to? Well, why can't he be up to what he told you he was up to, making sure y'all not taking drugs back and forth across the freeway?
Oh, because he went as far as to ask her what I did. What was my job? What kind of job does he have that he can have rims on his car like that?
So you think he wrong for asking that?
Yeah.
I don't really know if I agree with that. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
No. Let's talk because here's the thing. I haven't done anything to warrant your suspicion to where it prompts you to be over.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Right. You're right. You have not.
If I even had a tail light out, now you can start asking questions. But tags were good, wasn't speeding, no lights out, nothing. But you still feel like you can just throw your lights on and stop us. That was wrong.
Yes, you're right. But okay.
It now creates a tension.
But you hear though.
I gotta respect you. You giving me commands. I have to comply. Now, how am I supposed to take the commands if you have already from the jump came at me wrong because you pulled me over for no reason?
Now, so what you're trying to get me to do, and I don't appreciate. I'm gonna put this out. I don't appreciate this. Okay, you're trying to get me to because you walked away from this incident. Why you walk away from the incident? Why'd you come out of this incident unscathed?
Because I wanted to live. Because I'm serious. In my mind, I'm like, oh, this dude could just kill both of us.
And I'm simply
ain't nobody filming, ain't nobody recording. It was pitch black on that road, and we were the only two cars out there.
So I'm simply saying this. we have a responsibility in all of this, in all of it. I just don't know that we're doing all we can to come in the situation like we walking out of it.
Right.
You're not going to tell me we go ahead.
Because all right, let's say the Melody, because he doesn't get to stop every black person with a nice car. We have places to go. We can't keep getting stopped just because they think black people are criminals, John. John. So, but right, but how? What's the line between compliance and control? Because that Trayvon Martin gets shot, right? He hooded. They say, well, stop wearing hoods. You shouldn't wear hoods.
They said that.
Right? And then they say, well, when you're approached by police, be very compliant. Be very compliant. Brother, in his own apartment, minding his own business. Breonna Taylor is sleeping at home, minding her own business. Tatiana Jefferson was in her home playing video games with her nephew, or somebody peeping through her window. It was the police. How much do we have to do before we stop being a threat so that this tension can go down?
I don't know.
I'm about to fall out the chair.
That's me pushing you out the chair. That ain't you, Father. That's me pushing you. Listen. Again, I'm not saying that you're wrong with none of this, and all of the stuff that you named is a travesty. But I still say all the stuff that led up to that was stuff that had. And I said this last week. I think we're judged most of the time by police officers on what has already happened and been done. They stop calls because we have been guilty in the past, I'm sure, of a car or two running drugs back across Takes County. I'm sure it was on a car or two doing it. But if you catch one is equivalent to 1,000. And that's what we got. This is what we got to see. I don't think they're making this stuff up. Now, are they wrong for profiling? Absolutely they are. We should give them a reason. But again, y'all acting like we perfect. We do everything what we do. Derek is the exception. Derek just was the one. Derek was the one that just didn't have nothing in his car that day. Oh, some of y'all got stuff in your car. Don't make me. Some of y'all got stuff in your car. So I'm simply saying we can't get mad at that man. Listen, he wrong. Yes, he wrong. Yes, but do we run drugs across the board, across the cities? What do we? Do we run them? Do we run them?
Ask Nate Newton.
and again, one of us is equivalent to 1,000 of us. Y'all don't understand. It's biblical, man. It's biblical. One of us is 1,000. You know the scripture.
1,000 in flight. So you said if one doing it, you got another 1,000 that's still doing it too. But
listen, and it's like we don't understand. We act like we don't understand it.
Right, but it's not healthy for relationship. Let me ask you this question. How often did you pay for another brother's mistakes he made with a girl that you was dating?
Well, I made enough people pay for my mistakes.
But is it fair to
where? Listen, I'm a firm believer in this. Now, I'm a firm believer in this. I believe in karma. I believe in what you put out in the atmosphere, you're gonna get back. I believe that. I believe that. So I believe that every guy that puts out that kind of energy, it's circling back. And I believe the same with people. So if you're trying to do right and trying to live your life the way you're supposed to live, I think good things will come to you. I really do. So by saying, have I got stuff that I didn't deserve? Yeah. I guess most of it I did deserve though. Just like. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, because as a black man, I do watch myself because of the stigma that I know other races have for black men. If I see a white woman walking down the sidewalk, I make an extra, I create extra space so I don't feel uncomfortable. If you know what I'm saying, I don't walk past people and hear the doors lock, and I had this stuff happen. So I proceed in a way to make myself as non-threatening as possible. But perception is reality. I can't overcome your perception if your perception is everybody's doing wrong.
But they have the same perception to go through. They have a perception to go through in those black communities, just like we got. So at this point, how are we gonna change what each other's perception is of the other one? Because again, we talked about this. Me talked about this. There are police officers that police certain communities. They at the schools, that we see them at the car wash and different things, and we're not talking to them. There has to be something to where we feel, and we feel each other to where I can speak to you and talk to you, get to know you, because you policing my hood, you policing where I live. Yeah. And if I can't build have some type of relationship with you, where at least we can speak and be cordial in the conversation, because that goes a long way. That shows you that I'm actually human. That shows you that I'm not as ignorant as the perception says that I am. But now, if I am, by talking to me, you'll know that too.
So we need to increase positive interactions.
Absolutely.
Outside of the police.
When they're pulling us over.
They're pulling us over.
Yes.
So yes. How do we do that? So as black people, as in our community, when we see police officers, should we make it a point to strike up conversation? I mean, or should the police have a burden of making themselves?
I think it's both. I think the responsibility is on both of us. We can start inviting the police officers to come to the schools. We can start inviting the police officers to come to the churches and talk. We can start making them a part of the community, so now they have a responsibility. What am I trying to say? They can take it. It's more personal to them because they know the people in. You want to be known for something besides this the area where the fools are. This area where they're doing this and doing that. You want to be known for more than that in the community, because in the black community that we a lot of people are trying to really do things the right way. I'm just simply saying you have to allow them to see you that way. A lot of times they don't get to see us. Only time they see us when they're running up behind us, and that's too. And it really that.
But are black people already working at a deficit because of stereotypes?
Some of us are. I believe most. No, all of us are. Let me just get that, because I don't want y'all emailing me all week. Yes, we're working at a deficit, but there are opportunities that we have as individuals to kind of change some of that. As little as we can do, there are still I believe there are still opportunities. Because I'm telling you about mine. There's a police officer that I see at the schools, and I happen to see him at the car wash, and I seen him in another place, and me and him just kind of look at each other. He look at each other because he's thinking one thing and I'm thinking something else. And we just look. Well, at some point, if I begin to talk to him and he see the type of man that I am, and I see the type of man that he is, now maybe if I run across him in a situation that's not as good, that's such and such. Oh, he's this. Because listen, it matters. It matters. Mm-hmm. We want to act like it don't at all. It all matters, man. Go ahead.
So let's deal with this is a misconception I think people have. I've heard people say this respect is earned first. I don't believe that. If I don't know anything about you, if I don't know you, this is me just coming in contact with you, just off general respect, I just give you respect. That's anybody. But I've heard people say, you got to earn my respect. You give people respect first. Now, if I don't give you the respect up front, that means I've already made up in my mind about who you are. And I'm operating off this information that's running through my head, this programming that's running through my head about who you are. And I could be right, I could be wrong, but I'll take that chance by this preconceived notion about who you are. But I think everybody deserves respect up front. If a police officer pulls somebody over, regardless of who you think he is, you should give respect first. And
is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? Are we giving respect first?
You saying the black community community give respect? I think it's a case by case, just the same way that it is with police. I think it's a case by case basis. Because what is it about law enforcement that a hate group like the KKK feels like they can get jobs in there to further their cause? FBI investigated, I forgot where it was. I meant to look it up. I forgot where it was, but it was some area where the FBI investigated and found that there was some KKK members on a sheriff's in the sheriff's department. But what is it about just law enforcement that would even say, hey, this is a place where we can further our cause?
I don't really, that's really good, because I'm not surprised, because I think there is a certain level of I'm the master, or your master, you're supposed to do what I say, and thus that's how people get. That's how they aim to shoot so quick when we're not conforming to what we're not giving any level of, we're not giving any leeway. It's this dude. It's command, obey, pop, 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 but somewhere along the line, authority is mixed up with somehow. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
They have become desensitized to the black race since the 60s, when they were able to put water hoses on them and these are the police now. When they were able to put water hoses on them and stuff, now you're looking at me as if you're treating me as if I'm not a person. I'm a thing. I'm not something that has life and value and all that. And I think it started there, but it did from the looks of it, it didn't appear that it actually went away. It looks like it was masked or hidden in some of the different police departments, and it's still kind of out there today. Because you can't be as blatant as you were in the 60s, but if you do it like this, perhaps you can get away. Because think about it, they got away with it for a long time.
Right
now,
they had leeway back then than they do now, but it's not as if it went away. You think it just kind of went underground, which is
absolutely, and that's why you could hide in the KKK. That's why, because I'm sure back in the 60s, you probably had to be a police officer first. I'm sure you had to have some type of law enforcement that was leading it or headed up. I'm sure of it. So don't quote me. You can quote me, but don't quote me. I'm sure of it, though.
As Tarsha said, I think we're trying to create those comfortable environments. It's the 0.01% that may not be on the same page of respecting the law.
It just depends on where you are.
Is the smaller percentage making it worse for everybody else?
Is the who?
Is the smaller percentage making it worse for everybody else?
Because that's what we all judged by. We're judged by the fools. We don't get judged. Listen, Michelle and Barack Obama went to the White House and were, there are no words to how well they went through his 8 years. But we're not judged by what they did and how they carried themselves. We don't even talk about them.
Right.
We don't talk about, we talk about the worst person over in the southern sectors of the city that's robbing and stealing and killing and all that. We talk about those. Those are the people we all judged by. That's not fair, but that's just how it is.
Right. So even with that reality, just like they say, like Pastor Sam Shirk say, not all police are evil, not all blacks are criminals, not all, whites are racist, and just the whole nine. You can go on with forever, but there seems to be just a trend in life that, like you said, the smaller percentage of the negative gets way more attention, and they become the focus more than those who are trying to do. So how should the majority respond understanding that?
Okay, so all of the people that you listed on the not all have a responsibility then. They have a responsibility to say, okay, guys, listen, this is no, if not all blacks are criminals. Okay, all right. So remember, we got to take back our communities. Everybody has to take back their community. So whatever they saying about us, whatever they saying about us is not true, and we don't do that. We get in our corner, we sit down, and we let whatever go on out there, and we have to take more. Listen, okay, how about this? You say ain't none of the stuff that's happened to us. Let's go with Melody. Melody say ain't none of the stuff that happened to us so far our fault. Well, at some point, we have to start taking a more responsible role for some things that are happening. If you can change anything about what has happened over the past 5 years, would you? Because if the answer is yes, you have the opportunity to make things better. I just said that. I just came and said that.
So when Rod said he's an ex-police officer. He said he recalled a police trainer actually saying the black man is viewed as the boogeyman.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what he means by that.
That means the stigma is already put out there amongst law enforcement that when you run across one of us, don't start with trust. Because he gonna let your guards down. He gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Thing. Now, granted, that does happen. That does happen. Trust is a fragile thing.
Wait, stop.
Fragile.
Hold on. So you trying to tell me that the white policeman ain't viewed as the boogeyman in our neighborhoods, in the black neighborhoods?
Yeah. I mean, we already. I have a friend, and we were in school, and he would. I mean, his whole demeanor would change every time a police came around. He got like, "Oh, I can't stand him." Don't know him. And they hadn't done nothing. But just when he saw it, he just got this thing. And I always be like, bro, it ain't that serious, you know what I'm saying? But these are the things that we're trying to maneuver through and have a positive interaction with the police. Now, on Pastor Sam's show last night, one of the guys said over 300 million interactions with the police, and only over 1,000 ended badly, right? So when you look at that, you're like, man, okay. I don't know. I hadn't checked the numbers, but that's just what he said.
I was gonna say, what if 900 over 1,000 of them were black?
Right, got a point. But at what point do we start to try to diminish even that number? Who's benefiting from this whole tension?
Because it's being the media, social media, the media. I think the media. We don't have sports to talk about, so we need to be talking about this. It's got to be some. It's got to be some because it's everywhere. You can't escape it, so it has to be. Somebody has to be benefiting from it. And every time I pick up my phone, this is what's on my phone. So somebody has to be benefiting from it.
Because whoever it is, man, we got to start calling it out. Because one thing that the policeman that called last night kept saying is every cop wants to make it home. But so do we. We want to make it home too. So how do we make sure that happens? How do we make sure that happens? How effective could policing our own be in this?
Oh, man. Well, see, but the one aspect of, let me say this. One of the things why I'm so big about policing our own is because then we can start back implementing respect and authority and respecting authority. Because if you got people in the city or in your community that you respect and that you respect and that has authority, it will make it easier when somebody that don't look like you comes in with a gun and they talking crazy. And then the guy because those police would know the guy that's respected in the community and say, hey man, no, that's this such and such. That's how we're doing this. This is how we need to deal with him. I listen again. It can't hurt. It can't be no worse than what it is right now because it's bad now. It's extremely. It's so bad that you don't want to let your kids out of the house because everybody losing their minds.
Yeah.
It can't hurt. So we all have to take some type of responsibility, man, to try to make this thing better.
So how do we do it in the Black community when you got stuff like stigmas behind snitching and just all that type of stuff? Are you a sellout if you start policing your own? If Ray them got the trap house on the corner and they selling drugs at the trap house, if you call on Ray them, because how many people gonna go up to Ray them and say, man, y'all need to go? How do
you bring a good question. You bring up that's a really good question, and I'm actually talking around trying to figure out what answer I'm gonna say. But I believe that when you start taking back your communities, I believe that when those type of things come, you go to those people. You try to anyway, and if you don't, tell the police about it. That's you. I'm gonna get this man up in your business.
Yeah.
You get. I understand because those things do happen. But let me say this: as an elder statesman, you do what you can, and what you can't do, I'm gonna have to get these people in your life.
So you brought up the elder statesman. Do we even have those in the Black community anymore?
I'm sure. See, that's the thing, D. Because I'm not in the community. Because I'm not in southern region of Dallas, I want to say I do believe we have them, but I think they're silent. I don't think they've been given or know that they need to kind of step out in front and kind of maneuver things. But I know we got them.
I think we headed somewhere now. I think we headed somewhere because as far as the pictures of success in the community, which means success for us is having stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
House, cars, for guys, women, whatever it is. Who is the people that typically have that?
The pastors.
And who else?
And the drug dealers.
So between those, who is that gonna fix it? Is that going?
Well, but now
it's more respect in the neighborhood than the guy who's, he's staying home.
See, that's true. But I just believe that it's a quiet guy out there. It's doctors and lawyers over there that are just as successful, if not more, than the pastors or the dope dealers, and they're getting it the right way. I just don't believe that they're gravitating to those voices or they are visible enough in those communities. I really don't. Listen, if you haven't seen nice cars till you get over into the hood. They got some cars for you. Everybody got cars over there. Well, but again, I just think that there are people over there that do well, and they do well the right way. I just think their voice is silent. I really do.
So how do we start highlighting those people again, man? Because for the young cat coming up, if he thinking his only way to be successful is the avenues that people give him, which is music, sports. Or dealing drugs, then how do we get that message to him, man? It's a much safer way and it's way more sustainable than what you're trying to do.
But we don't highlight those people. We don't make those people attainable to them. We don't. The first time I knew about astronauts that I could be one, I was too old then. But the first time I actually saw it when I took some kids to the University of Houston, and they had the anti-gravity room, and I was so blown away by it because my mind had never been open to the possibilities of, wow, you mean I can actually go do that? And I'm from South Oak Cliff, and I'm not saying you were in a box pretty much. It was that and it wasn't that they didn't allow our minds to go outside. We just couldn't afford them to go outside of there. If there was a price on, there had to be a price on how far you can dream, and mine was right in here. Mine was right in there
because that's the thing that's probably on people's minds right now. The protests are going on. It's good for drawing attention, and it's a good first step to change because you draw that attention. But I heard TD Jakes preaching, Mitch. He's talking about when the fire goes out.
What we're gonna do?
What we're gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next phase? What's the next plan? What's the plan to make sure that any momentum that's being gained now? Because you got companies now that are saying our policy is we don't believe we won't support racism. If we will, anybody caught being racist, we're gonna deal with it and all this kind of stuff. Everybody's starting to get into compliance with we stand.
You know how to stop racism? You know how to stop racism? If you caught being racist, they're gonna let the black person you being racist against whoop you with
straight dango, huh?
The white people like, oh, I won't be racist. That wasn't me.
Now I will say this is something people gotta understand. You can't legislate people's hearts and minds. You can't. But you can legislate what they do as a result of how they think. If the law begins to enforce across the board intolerance for certain acts on the law enforcement side and on the civilian side, if they start to enforce, that would deter people from at least acting on that hatred that's in or that misconception that they have in their mind. It's something about seeing somebody else get punished for something that's put something in your mind and say, okay, maybe that's not a good idea for me to act like that.
Oh, and we also, though, I think it's imperative at this point, there needs to be new legislation. There needs to be new legislation about police training. I was watching RoboCop the other day. I don't know if I brought this up, but I was watching RoboCop the other day, and he policed everybody according to the laws they were breaking. He didn't ever say, "Hey, white man, you get in the back of this car. Hey, you nigger, you stop throwing those things." He policed everybody the same way. And until we put legislation in place where police officers have to go back and be trained every 6 months. And the reason why I say every 6 months, because we're going to keep putting this in you until you stop seeing color. Yeah. We have to have colorblind police training to where everybody is treated, everybody's policed the same way, because I'm a firm believer of and as we do that and we start taking back some of our communities, but I just think right now the worst thing is how we're being policed, and we got to do something about that first. And then if we do that, then we come back on the end and say, okay, guys, now that they're doing something, we have to do something as well.
Okay, I want to make sure we get what Tarsha said. We talked about what's the next steps. She said, teach from home is what's next and now. Every home has to now become a classroom. Every home has now should become a training ground. It's not enough to just eat, sleep, and, in a home anymore. There needs to be serious teaching. There needs to be serious shaping of everybody's mind happening at home before you even go outside. I'm with Tarsha on this. This seriously needs to happen. I honestly believe that there should be, for Black people, there should be a textbook that outlines all of the Black contributions to this country.
Absolutely.
Everything that Blacks have gone through in this country, that should be in every Black home. And every Black child should know the story of African Americans in this nation?
Well, because if you begin to build more of us rather than just the sports athletes, you'll make different things appear to be more attainable to our youth than we do now. Because the only thing we highlight, God bless them, is LeBron James and the football players, baseball players, sports. But if we begin to make the inventors, highlight the inventors and some of the different things, the black astronauts. I mean, just open. We got to begin to open as black people. Enough of us don't have our minds opened up to those kind of things.
Yeah. I was listening to an audiobook today called Mindsets by Carol Dweck, Dr. Carol Dweck. She said mindsets are so powerful, stereotypes are so powerful. She said, as a black person, if as soon as you check on a test, if you're taking a test, as soon as you check on that test your ethnic background, your mind has already started to work on you on, am I going to disprove or am I going to prove this stereotype right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. From the time you check the box, the mindsets have already started to work on you. So we really need to it's really ministry. We got to start ministering at our own homes to the people in our homes about the value that you have as an African American in this nation, despite what the popular.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Start teaching away from these stereotypes.
And we gotta bring respect back in. We gotta start teaching more respect out in the homes. We've lost that respect thing. Now, when I say respect somebody, I mean they talk to you like a person and you're talking to them like a person. But as far as you working your neck and talking, there's a time for everything. We just seem to pick the wrong times for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
I just think we need to do some more teaching at home, and we need to it's one thing to take our community, but we also need to take our young people back because they're out there doing the fool, girl.
Yeah, you're right. It has to start with the home. One of the first things we need to do is start raising the literacy level for blacks. We need to start raising the literacy level. There is no reason why a kid that's 2, 3, 4 years old can't read. Some people think, you start reading when you get to first grade. No, you start reading when somebody teach you.
But you know what they can do though? They can do all the dances. Oh.
Right.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear how I came in? They can do all the dancing.
All the songs, which means they have the capacity.
See.
But you have already discounted them as they too young to know that. They know everything. They know everything anyway.
That's true.
Them the right stuff, which means we got to start praising the positive and start putting that. If your child is walking around cussing, don't smile and laugh at them.
But that ain't funny.
Don't smile. No, don't smile and laugh at them. No, start teaching them right. Let's see what Star said. In response to something John said, we said I feel enough for failure because the only black person we praise in our homes are the black NFL and NBA stars. Unfortunately, we follow that more than anything else. So technically, it's our fault.
I saw this today. This was on social media. I saw this today. So the first black heavyweight champion was Jack Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Johnson, when he was in jail or prison or something, he came over. He had been at the first wrench.
Right.
And so to discount it, they called the white America called it the monkey wrench.
Yes.
And when I saw it, I thought, I just knew he was the first black heavyweight champion. Never knew that he was the inventor as well. We have to start celebrating ourselves. It's okay to celebrate us. It's enough of us that have done some great things where we need to be celebrating ourselves more. We need to feel better about ourselves because I think we want white America to give us something that they can't give us.
Right. Because they don't know. They haven't lived that experience. They haven't experienced life as we've experienced it. So it has to come from inside. We have people who have overcome adversity
Yes.
to the highest degree. Those names need to be known. I'm so proud of LeBron James and Octavia Spencer for putting out the story of Madam C.J. Walker, because we heard hints about it, but we didn't know the story.
We know the story, yeah.
The way herself, the way she went after her dream despite all of the roadblocks they put in front of her, that's the type of things we got to start putting out. So that other races, other countries, everybody starts to see us that we're not worthless. Don't believe what they told you, believe what we proved to you. And we got to start proving that we are all that. We are smart, strong, we're powerful, we're resilient, we're all of that stuff. We got to start proving that in a solid way. I say this, and we come up on the hour. Dr. King, he said he had a dream that his children would one day live in a nation where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Dr. King wrote us a blank check. He wrote us a blank check, which says, okay, I've already raised the awareness that they can't judge you by your color anymore. So it's on you to have the character.
Because right now we owe $37 on that check.
That check bouncing. No. Oh, I'm playing. But we got to start highlighting the positive more, and not just on the grand level like your LeBron James.
You're right.
Who's the lawyers in the neighborhood? Who's the doctors? Who's the teachers that are right there in your neighborhood? Who, you know what I'm saying? They know about building wealth. They know about
exactly
family, all that stuff. They know about that stuff. So we just got to start pumping that up and really start to put that out there for everybody. So do blacks respect authority?
No.
Not like we should. But
yeah, exactly. Yes.
I think the respect we need to gain first is self-respect.
Oh, you gonna hit him with that? Boy, that's my dude right there. What?
Because once I know who I am, no matter how you talk to me, you can't talk me down. Your words are no longer a threat to me. Once I know who I am.
See, this is what I deal with him every day. Every day.
I don't have to be your low estimation of who I am, because I'm confident. I know who I am. So yeah, we got to start with self-respect. That's it.
Well, I was reading this book about I'll tell you about next week.
So yeah, everybody join us next week. If you've been enjoying this, man, just shoot us a message, put us something, just let us know you've been enjoying it. We enjoy just doing it. Like I said, we just get together and just talking, and hopefully we helping somebody. Hopefully we talking about some things that can bring to light some issues that people really need to talk about. So every Monday, 7:00, meet us here, and we'll talk about the business. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. And remember, if you ain't with us, get on the bus.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.